This between us.
The number one podcast in the world.
This is
the JBU.Show featuring Austin
from the Miller Talk Podcast.
Allen,
The American Sincerest.
and now your host,
Cam Allen.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Just Between Us Miller Talk Show. We've got breaking news. Footage has been released from the Saturday evening shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It is new, it's high quality, it's fresh. You got anything else to say before we start?
No, not yet. I mean, gotta kind of get into it here.
All right.
Except my microphone won't stay. Son of a bitch. There we go. Alright, hang on one sec here. I gotta get it. Alright. I'm good.
So this is from the day before. There's no audio in any of this, so we can just talk as much as we want. I mean, this part, I mean, it's just him walking around, casing the joint, you know.
Making weird hand gestures to nobody, apparently.
Yep. And then he comes into the gym, checks his phone before he walks in.
There's like, you would expect for a big DC hotel there would be people.
Yeah, there's a woman at the desk. But no one's...
It looks like there's one person working out there on the left.
Someone. There's at least one person in the gym.
Still, though.
He looks so like, why the fuck am I even here? You know?
Yeah. And he
has a short conversation with the lady at the front desk.
And he's wearing all his clothes, so he's doing what in the gym exactly? Okay, thank you.
I don't know, because he goes off camera for a little while.
Gonna go over here. Oh, I'm gonna look at that. Oh, look at that. And it's a little
Oh, this equipment. That's crazy.
little piece of extra
People use
equipment
this
there.
sometimes.
And what's over here in this corner? Huh? I wonder if there's a closet over here with the unlocked door. No? Okay, well that looks a little suspicious, so I should probably walk this way. And
I wonder if he told her that he's the gym code inspector. I'm just here to inspect things real quick, ma'am, and then I'll be on my way. I mean, he could have. Secret Service is supposed to probably have been around at least, you know.
I'd imagine.
I'm sure she knows that there's the dinner going on the next night, so... Sorry, guys, I have a little something in my throat for some reason, and it just started right before I went live, so... Yeah, now he walks this way. This is so much better than the cell phone footage from the day of.
It's a little better. Speaking of which, does this include the higher res video of the incident?
Yes.
Okay.
But this is everything they released today. So 3 minutes go by, and then you got this guy here doing something. And then he comes back.
Probably like maintenance. Oh, we're going back to the gym? Nope, just by the gym. Or, well, maybe. Okay.
And that's it. And this is the full footage from the night. Jeez.
From the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and psychos never wear trench coats.
Nope.
Honestly, though, calling him a psycho lets him off too easy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm blocked on the main feed. Why do I do that every time? There we go. All right, so what's happening
now
here?
we can see
Pause this.
what was okay.
So
We can really see here.
is he gonna come around the corner here in a second?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our security guard right here that is quick on the draw. This is our guy that can't get his gun out to save his fucking life, literally. And we can see virtually, I mean, very little is in the way of barriers. There's a little something, but everybody's just fucking around. Nobody's paying attention. This is literally like the point in time you're supposed to be paying attention. You are supposed to be paying attention the whole fucking time while everybody else is enjoying themselves. That's the whole point of hiring security, is that you pay attention while everyone else isn't. You don't need to pay attention when they're coming and going. Well, I mean, you do, but... Anyway, continue. It pisses me off the more that I think about it. Like, I understand there's a lot of people that don't want to blame Secret Service, and I understand why Trump doesn't want to blame Secret Service, because these people have to protect him every day, and he doesn't want to make enemies out of them. But they fucked up royally.
We've got a woman here. We've got a woman here, and a woman here.
Literally with their hands in their
pocket. These guys are with Secret Service. These guys are Secret Service. I'm not sure if these
That looks like DC police. She looks like security on the left there with her hands in her pocket. She looks like a fucking TSA agent. But those guys leaning on the wall, that's DC police.
And then there's another person right on the left side, right out of frame. So, and then also, I don't know if this guy's Secret Service.
Honestly,
because he doesn't have the vest on, and he's dressed more nicely.
The only one that looks like Secret Service to me is the one in the suit. These guys look like
all of them say Secret Service on. I can see Secret Service, Secret Service, USSS, Secret Service.
I can only see police from here. So, all right. So these guys are all Secret Service then, and he definitely is. I mean, that's standard attire as a suit. So.
Let's watch through it though, and we'll make more comments. It is, there's no sound, so
that's him walking by right there.
Where that circle was, see, there's a K9 officer there.
Literally followed him to the closet. Look at it. The dog's like, hey, there's something in there.
And then right as he turns around.
That's wild.
That's when it happens. And so then they're going to replay it, but at a third the speed, I think. After this,
shout out to this guy, smart enough to fucking watch that way, since nobody else is.
So this is just a terrible situation all around.
Literally, that
a perfect situation for him.
That cop should be fired. The one with the dog.
I don't know. Is it just
look at it? He comes
bad
right
luck?
out
Like,
that
was
room.
he waiting for him to turn around so that he could pop through there, or?
Well, probably, but he obviously thought something was up, or the dog did at least. Nice shot.
Yeah. I mean, it's just an awful, because you really don't want to shoot him there. Like, I'm surprised he is, because there's so much crossfire. You could easily hit so many different people.
Another reason why these guys are all fucking up. And that was, that third shot was extremely dangerous. That first one was impressive. The second one was impressive. The third one was extremely dangerous. But, I mean, you stop the threat. That's what you're supposed to do.
Just take this back to the beginning. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because I haven't decided.
One thing I noticed is there's no video here when he hid the gun, unless that was supposed to be him walking down the hallway the second time when he didn't go into the gym.
Was he concealing it?
No. So go, let it play from here, and then I'll tell you when to pause. Well, pause right when the white circle comes up. He's not concealing it right here. He might have a pistol on him. I believe he had a pistol too. So you'll see him right here go into the closet. He hid the shotgun in that closet. So he goes in, and you can see the dog. The dog immediately follows him. The dog is onto something. This cop's just fucking...
No, that was another officer that walked in right there. That's what you're talking about.
No, that was him in the trench coat. That's what I was saying. Here? That cop fucking... Yeah, watch. That's what I was saying. That cop should be fired. His dog's literally tailing him like, dude.
That guy right there?
Yes.
That's an officer.
That's him in the trench coat. That's not an officer.
No, yeah, it's got different hair. Dude's got like a ponytail or something. That can't be him. He has very short hair.
Play it again.
I'll pause it when that guy is in frame. That is a white guy for sure. That is not him.
It's too far away to tell. The dude's had light skin tone. It's hard to fucking... It's too hard from here to tell. I mean, that's a black guy right there.
We may need a layout of... Did we look at that the other night? The layout of the hotel?
No, I've yet to
and try to figure out where this is.
I've yet to be able to find a full one.
Because I'm pretty sure that's not him. I'm pretty sure when he's walking down the hallway that it looks like he has a shotgun in his pants or something. Like halfway in his pants and halfway concealed by the trench coat.
The night of the shooting, we have, from the Secret Service, we have details that he went into a closet right at the end of that hallway, assembled the gun, and then ran out of the closet and down the hall. There was a witness that watched him do the whole thing.
All right.
And you can see that fucking canine dog.
That could be him, but I am like pretty sure that
Hold on
that
one
dude
sec.
is
Let's see. He
white
goes in at 24.
and has a ponytail.
36:24. What time does he come out? I want to see if it cuts forward a few seconds. So 36:24. 36:40. I will grant you that he is wearing red there, and it didn't look like he was wearing red going in.
Because he turns almost his full chest towards here.
Something just hit the ground right there. One of these cops, I think, threw the mag on accident. I mean, for real, this cop should be the one that is following Trump around 24/7, his closest security guard. That fucking draw and fire time is impressive. And the fact he didn't hit this guy...
The guy's definitely some kind of agent. He has a badge. So it wasn't just like some guy. Yeah. I mean, obviously some guy just shouldn't have their gun anyway. So, I mean, I think they should, but you know.
Okay, so that must have been something from the perp, because it kicked all the way over here, and then another one kicks right here. So yeah, right there. So it was probably the magazines from the perp or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? It looks to me like he went in and then came back out, but I guess he could have already been in there at this point.
Yeah, because another officer never comes out. If that's...
So you can't see if he's got a red shirt because he's angled just enough. And then, so what was it? It was 26 seconds. That's enough time for him to grab the shotgun and run back out.
Mm-hmm.
Red tie, red shirt, whatever. And also, why is there not fucking camera angle of him on the ground right there? Like, do they seriously have this few cameras?
Right. And so if they're kind of like doing whatever they're doing here, I don't know if they're setting this up or if they're taking it down for some reason. Maybe they're not expecting anyone else to come in, so they're about to secure the whole thing. and no one's allowed in or out till it's over. I don't know, but why wouldn't you have at least like a guy at each one of these doors? Because that seems like where the event's being held or something.
So that's the second story of the event, I think. So he's on the wrong floor one way or another, and I don't know exactly how that works out because I have yet to see a full layout. So, but somebody said he was on the wrong floor and he would have had to go downstairs. But I believe the event is in that room. But he would have been like on
I
a
can see
balcony or
stairwell there.
something.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he would have had to go through those doors
Yeah,
and
that's a
down the
magazine.
stairs, I think. So
Let's watch the whole thing again for a second.
one thing I will say to conspiracy theorists, got the AC on, so cold I gotta put my jacket on. It's hot as hell here today. One thing I will say to the conspiracy theorists is the fact that there are so many questions and so many holes is a good indication that this is legit. Because only somebody that is worried about conspiracy theories, only somebody that is trying to sell a narrative goes to the trouble to cover every base. We would have camera angle of absolutely everything if it was staged. The fact that we don't have camera angle of absolutely everything speaks to the incredible incompetence, because even if the hotel doesn't have camera angle of all of their floor, the fucking Secret Service should. How does the Secret Service not have temporary cameras that they can put up?
Mm-hmm.
Every square inch should be covered, and AI should be tracking people and their body language.
Whoa, okay, slow down.
I mean, they fucking do it anyway. Why are we not doing it for the president? I don't have a problem with that sort of stuff happening for the security of the president. I have a problem with that stuff happening 24/7.
Yeah, this definitely wasn't like a mass shooting situation, because he waited until he was fired upon to shoot anybody else, because he could have shot so many people as he runs up, but it's not until the officer that's right there shoots at him is when he starts shooting back.
Right, so did you hear his manifesto?
No, some of it, but
so I
haven't read it myself.
I read it on the air, and you can tell the delusion of the guy. I mean, I think he genuinely thought these cops were just going to let him by, most likely, because he genuinely believed, like, what he was doing was going to get him support, basically. But yeah, I have the whole thing right here. It's not that long. He said, here you go. So I may have given a lot of people a surprise today. Let me start off by apologizing to everyone whose trust I abused. I apologize to my parents for saying in an interview without specifying that it was for most wanted. I apologize to my colleagues and students for saying I had a personal emergency. By the time anyone reads this, I probably most certainly do need to go to the ER, but that can hardly not be a self-inflicted status. I apologize to all of the people I traveled next to, all the workers who handled my luggage, and all other non-targeted people at the hotel who I put in danger simply by being near. I apologize to everyone who was abused and or murdered before this, to all of those who suffered before I was able to attempt this, to all those who may still suffer, regardless of my success or failure. Whopping failure. I don't expect forgiveness, but if I could have seen any other way to get close, I would have taken it. Again, my sincere apologies. On to why I did any of this. I am a citizen of the United States. What my representatives do reflect on me. I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. Well, to be completely honest, I was no longer willing a long time ago, but blah, 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 blah. Administration officials. Okay, so while I'm discussing this, I'll go over my expected rules of engagement, probably in a terrible format, but I'm not military, so too bad. Administration officials, not including Mr. Patel. They are targets prioritized from highest ranking to lowest. Secret Service. They are only targets if necessary and to be incapacitated non-lethally if possible. AKA, I hope they're wearing body armor because center mass with shotguns messes up people who aren't. Hotel security, not targets, if at all possible, unless they shoot at me. Capitol Police, same as hotel security. National Guard, same as hotel security. Hotel employees, not targets at all. Guests, not targets at all. In order to minimize casualties, I will be using buckshot rather than slugs for less penetration through walls. I would still go through most everyone here to get to the targets if it's absolutely necessary, on the basis that most people chose to attend a speech by a pedophile, rapist, traitor, and are thus complicit, but I really hope it doesn't come to that. So that was his goal. And he didn't plan on shooting any cops. I guess because he thought he could either just run right past them or what. I don't know. You know, it's obviously not logical thinking. And you can clearly tell. I mean, he didn't get... He wasn't stopped by bullets. I still believe he was hitting the vest. We haven't really had clarification on that. I saw some reports that he wasn't hit at all. But then why did he stop? Did he just trip and fall on his face right there? I don't know. But... I think more than anything, what happened is he fired one shot and realized, oh, fuck, this isn't a video game. I might fucking die. And decided, you know what? I tried. I think that's what happened. But, I don't know. He'll have to tell us.
Yeah, So this guy drives from California, literally all the way across the, or did he fly, whatever, he did. He comes all the way from the other side of the country. He's a school teacher. Like.
Yeah, don't forget, delusional leftist. Yeah, and I mean, it really shows you the level of just kind of ignorance and delusion that these people are in. First of all, thinking that people are going to support you for this. I know there's a lot of leftists that will secretly support him for it, but in fact, there's those same leftists probably want to kill him now for being such a failure at it. But it just... We've gone so far past reality that I'm starting to wonder, like, are we at a point that it can't be brought back? Like, leftists got really delusional under Trump the first time. And they started to kind of come back to some reality under Biden. Even when Trump was running the second time. When he won the second time, that was the most reality we saw, where a lot of leftists went, well, shit. I guess he's not Hitler. I guess we do have to live through it again. And he's in charge again, so I guess we got to be a little more honest. But then they just went full delusion. That sent the ones that were already too far past that, it sent them into a complete tailspin. And that's where we're at now. I mean, he obviously clearly believes that he was doing the right thing. He believes that he was killing a pedophile, rapist, traitor. Despite the fact there is still no provable evidence for any of that. There is virtually no evidence for any of that. Any of it. There's certainly no evidence for him being a traitor. I understand that you mean it more metaphorically, but that's not worth killing somebody over. There's very little evidence of him being a rapist. I know they want to claim there is because a judge said there was, but in reality, it was a civil suit, which does not prove guilt in any way, where Trump was found liable for slandering, not for rape. And the pedophile thing is completely bullshit. It's just the fact that his name is somewhat next to Epstein. But the only person exonerated by the Epstein files is Donald Trump. It's like I just don't understand how somebody can go so long and not just at one point go, I've been saying this over and over and over. And I don't even know at this point, like, what I'm referring to, because there's literally nothing to back it up. Besides fake stories, fake photos, and just the self-reinforcing of all of them saying it over and over. That's all it is. What? Oh. Ay. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how many more times this is going to happen.
It's not going to be the last, I don't think. I fear it's not going to be the last.
And somehow they can't catch these guys. You know that he has to be in some kind of group chat. He has to have some kind of friend. Like, you're telling me this guy has absolutely, he works as a teacher. He has to at least, like, no one saw it coming. Yet they caught like 20 different guys that tried to assassinate Obama and Biden.
I don't know that it's not, nobody saw it coming, but there's so many of them that truly believe that it would be the right thing to do.
I think it's because
we're past just
we're
sickos.
Currently in the process of changing over from the Biden administration, which was using pretty much all of its resources to investigate and prosecute Trump, and not only Trump, but people in Trump's circle and other, notable conservative figures, And now we're having to move this over and actually investigate, because these leftist groups have been allowed to run wild under the Biden administration. No one was doing anything. They were taking these people in and they were going to jail and getting released, and they were making laws like, oh, if you steal under $500, it's all of this. Just no one's been enforcing the law, and now we're enforcing it, and they don't like that. Just like when you're a kid and you have to become an adult and you're like, shit, this actually sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. They've lived in a world without consequence for so long that now that there's consequence, they don't fully know what to do with themselves. But it's also the fact that we're not talking about mentally disturbed people anymore. We are talking about a mass delusion of people that are functioning adults. And that's why it's so hard to determine where it's coming from, because they truly believe, if you truly believed that Donald Trump was legitimately Hitler, would do the same things that Hitler did, experimenting on humans, creating concentration camps, all of that, you would think it would be justified as well. So would I. They truly believe that, despite the fact they have zero evidence for it. Now, they have been fed bullshit for several years now, and so I have a tiny bit of sympathy. The problem is the truth is out there and it's not hard to find. All you have to do is watch what the man actually says, not what somebody says he said. Regardless. That's why...
Sorry, I stopped the share, my bad.
No, you're fine.
Nope,
but
I shared the wrong one.
That's why it's so concerning to me, because...
There we go.
How do you pull so many people back from the delusion? What happens if the Democrats don't win the next election? Not just the midterms. They'll probably get over it if they lose the midterms. They'll claim it was stolen and all that, but they'll suck it up till the next presidential election. If they lose the next presidential election, which they're almost certainly going to because they only continue to get crazier, if they lose that next election, they're going to claim that the country has been stolen from them. And not in the way that Republicans claimed it, in the sense that there's nothing for us to do now but fight.
Well, they're not just going to claim it. It's literally going to be stolen from them. What's wrong with that, though?
What do you mean?
We are going to steal the country back. They're the ones that are in control. We take back the control.
Well,
we are
yeah, but it's
stealing
not
the country
stealing
from
if
them.
we won the election.
Well, yes, but
by the rules. My point
We're
is they're
taking it
going to
back.
claim, if they lose again, they're going to claim that it's because the rules were against them and they will never be able to win again. Despite that not being the case. Well, I mean, they'll never win again until they come back to fucking sanity, but they don't see it that way.
So is civil war upon us?
No, I don't think civil
don't know.
war is upon us because I don't think there's enough of the psycho-leftists to actually create a civil war. What I do think is upon us by the next election, especially if Republicans win, or only if Republicans win, actually, but I think that's a high likelihood since they just keep getting crazier, is a lot of terrorism. A lot more leftist terrorism. A lot more attempts to kill any conservative, not just Donald Trump. Not just Charlie Kirk, not just J.D. Vance, any conservative. And so while that might sound like civil war, I guess, in some context, I don't think it'll be civil war. I just think it'll be extremely dangerous for a while. Because these people are increasingly not well. They are living... There's no other way to say it than they are living in a fantasy. It is not reality, therefore it is a fantasy.
Yeah, don't really know what's going to happen. Well, but we can hope that, I think a lot of people are. I think the group's getting smaller, but that still doesn't matter because the percentage of the group that's radical is growing. Even though the group's getting smaller, the people that are staying are still getting more radical. If they're not switching over sides, they're getting stronger in.
I agree with that. I think that you're right. I think that a lot of the people that have been in this group for the last several years, they're starting to open their eyes and realize, okay, no, I'm not that leftist. But that the people that are only, they're only going to continue, right? The only thing you can do at that point is keep doubling down on the delusion, because the only other option is to shatter your entire worldview. So yeah, until it has to come to some sort of head.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it doesn't. Like, this is not it's certainly not a wish or anything. It's just the reality I fear that we're facing. Plain and simple.
Yeah, it probably means should buy a gun. It's a good time to buy a gun.
You should absolutely own a gun and know how to use it responsibly and safely and carry it with you everywhere that you go. That's always true, but it's extra true right now.
If you live in a godforsaken state where you have to get a permit, do it. Just do it. Quit putting it off. Go work a couple extra hours at the factory or whatever and make the money to pay for it. Whatever you got to do, do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, well, we do this show for fun. We are a tiny, tiny podcast amongst a sea of millions of podcasts. I get more fucking, likes on my random comments on Twitter than I do on my show. We still get death threats as conservatives doing this. And we're pretty moderate conservatives, I would think. Compared to others out there, we're not fucking Fuentes. And we still get death threats
in a different way.
Nearly every day. Matter of fact, the last time I got one was yesterday. I haven't got one yet today, but it's still early.
Yeah, maybe you should get out there. Maybe try that running thing out. Or maybe jog for a little bit. Or just go on a walk. Just go on some long walks.
And I truly believe that nothing illustrates this better than the fucking red versus blue thing. You ready to switch topics?
I guess we can.
All right. We can come back to this if you want, but I think this transitions into it nicely. So everybody's seen, I guess I should probably pull it up, huh? Everybody's seen the fucking post at this point. And this was kind of floating around for a couple days, and then Mr. Beast posted it, and that's what really blew it up. You sent it to me from there, and it's this stupid fucking, it's this stupid poll of a alleged moral dilemma. And this is what it says. Everyone on Earth takes a private vote by pressing a red or blue button. If more than 50% of people press the blue button, everyone survives. If less than 50% of people press the blue button, only people who pushed the red button survive. Which button would you press? Be honest, as if that matters. The results of the poll came out blue. Anytime this is run on the internet, the results of the poll come out blue. Most of the time. I should say most of the time, because it does depend on who asked the question. But it comes out pretty damn close, as you can see. About 44-56 in this case, out of 312,000 votes. And the arguments coming out of this are going insane. And there are lots of reasons for it. A lot more than I'd even want to get into. But there's a couple things here that make the arguments pretty futile. First of all, there's a lot of details missing from the question, and people fill those details in with whatever their worldview is, whatever their perspective is. And those details, those assumptions that they're making as they answer the question, dictate the answer. Because there is so little information, there is a huge variety of ways that people fill in those details in their head. For example, everyone on Earth takes a private vote by pressing the red or blue button. Okay, so does that mean children? Does that mean disabled? Does that mean literally everybody on Earth? Or does that mean everybody on Earth capable of understanding the question? Does that mean, it could mean any number of things, right? A lot of people want to take everyone to just mean literally everyone. But that wouldn't make any sense either, right? It's a hypothetical that isn't realistic in any scenario. So, further, you will never get a fair and correct answer. It is my contention, and I'm not going to argue that this is absolutely fact, but it is my contention that if this poll were to be run in reality, where there is actual consequence, you will actually fucking die if you push blue and don't get over 50%. 99% of people would push red every time. They will say they pushed blue, but they will push red. It will look a lot like this, actually. Somebody made this photo here. Hang on. And I saved it because this is a good representation of what would actually happen. Where you have mostly red, a few actual blues, and then a bunch of people that voted red, but then you can see they have blue masks on. So they're claiming they pushed blue, right? And the reason why you're always going to get blue when there is no consequence is because it's free virtue. You get to claim you're doing something. The way that it's being interpreted by people that are pushing blue in this case, because there's no logical reason to push blue. Just strictly logically speaking, if I push red, nothing happens. If I push blue, I might die unless 50% of people push blue. But what blue people are reckoning is, well, if we all push blue, then if anybody pushed blue on accident or because they didn't understand or whatever it is, I'm saving them. That includes the assumption that there are going to be people that push blue because they don't understand or otherwise didn't mean to. But again, that's an assumption. That's not outlined in the fucking questions. It's not dictated in the questions that toddlers who don't understand the question have to pick one or the other. You have to make that assumption. And so therein lies another problem. The fact is, when there's no consequence to it, of course you're going to push blue because you get to claim you're a good person for doing it. I get to claim I'm saving all the babies on Earth that would push blue because they didn't know any better, and I don't ever have to risk anything to do it. Whereas if I push red, I just look like a selfish asshole. Selfish asshole. Even though I'm a logical person, and your literal job, your inherent right and job as a human being is self-preservation, that's how the blue side wants to interpret it. Now, those on the other side that are pushing the red button, they're not making the assumption that everybody, or that there is some big group of people out there that can't figure out which button to push. They're making the decision based on the best information they have, which is that I have to push one of these buttons. One does nothing. One comes with a 50% chance of death. Why would I choose the one that comes with a 50% chance of death? I have to assume that everybody else has their own best interest at heart too. Because you can't assume somebody else's best interest for them. Regardless, even if we were to just make it, so take away the death thing. Let's just say if 50% of people push blue, nothing happens. But if less than 50% push it, your phone immediately breaks. Or your computer, or whatever you vote with, immediately breaks. Shuts off, can't use it, waste of $1,500. How many people do you think are going to push blue?
2%.
2%?
Mm-hmm.
Probably about right. You're going to get some. You're going to get some number of people that are either just suicidal or don't believe it's going to happen or whatever, or just do it for, I guess, fun. I don't know why that would be fun, but there's always going to be 1 or 2%. I don't know, right? Unless and until there's consequence, there's nothing to argue over, is my point. Sorry, go ahead.
I pressed blue because I misread the question.
Oh, so you're just a fucking idiot.
Yes. Well, I thought it said if blue gets over 50%, then anyone who pressed red dies.
Gotcha.
And so I wanted everyone who pressed red to die. And so I hit blue because I thought it was funny. And then I reread it and I was like, oh, if I press blue, then no one dies if it gets over 50%.
or you die if it gets under 50%. Yeah. And that's the thing is anyone that pushed blue, they did so intentionally for the virtue, which is why they're now going off about how anyone that pushes red is, a terrible, horrible human being. And I would push blue no matter what, because I don't want to live in a world where everyone pushes red. Well, guess what? Reality is, and we know this because there have been legitimate experiments where there are actual consequences on the line, where 99.9% do what is in their own best interest, as they should. You can't make assumptions for other people. Now, if somebody is in a building in front of me, about to die from the building being crushed, I'm not making an assumption. I can physically see that they might be crushed, and now I can decide, okay, I'm going to go and help them. It's worth risking my life to do that. But if I just see that they're in a building that's perfectly fine and there's a 1 in 2 chance that the building could fall down, well, I can't make the assumption. I have no fucking idea. That wasn't a really good explanation, but the point is, it's just pointless without actual consequences. And pushing red, that's the other thing, is they want to frame it as anyone that pushes red is killing the 49% that push blue in the event that blue dies. It's not the case. Nowhere in the question does it say that red is responsible for blue dying. Nothing happens to blue if nobody fucking pushes it. You have to choose to put yourself on the line. For nothing. Except for the virtue. Which is why, if there's no consequence, leftists are going to do it. Conservatives are going to push red. It's literally a question that divides us by conservative and liberal, and that's why the arguments. Because it allows liberals to virtue signal without consequence, They get to show off their virtue to everybody, even though they never did anything to earn it. All they did was push a blue button that had zero consequence in any way, shape, or form. And those on the right, or those on the conservative side, on the red side, get to argue that they made the logical choice because they did. What?
We misread the question
or misread the question and push blue because you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's why I was trying to post the polls again as, only conservatives voting on one, only liberals voting on the other, but it wouldn't let me post any polls for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think they're broken because of this.
Yeah, I think polls might be blocked temporarily.
They're either blocked or they broke. I'm not exactly sure.
And there's like 6 million different reframings of this question by this point.
Oh, I probably scrolled through my feed for 15 minutes, and it was literally post after post after post was
just
that,
reframing it, yeah.
Separated by men and women, separated by this, or reposting of the poll saying you're a fucking idiot because you did this. Like it went everywhere, so I'm sure everyone's seen it. So,
and I can't deny that I've been part of it. Like it.
Mm-hmm.
It gets me too.
That guy right there has been helping.
But it ultimately comes back to there is nothing to argue about unless there's an actual consequence on the line. If there's an actual consequence, then you can take all the virtue you want for pushing blue. I still think you're a fucking idiot, and I don't know why you're, happy about this alleged virtue. But you at least earned it because you might die for it or lose your phone or whatever it is. But the fact is, without that, it means nothing. All you're getting, in fact, the only thing you're ending up with when there's no consequence on the line is the people that push red are honest, and the people that push blue might be honest, but probably aren't.
Are you done, or would you like a little more?
I'm done.
Okay. Well, I've got...
Fuck you, you blue pusher. Go ahead.
Right. I'll just go ahead and put that in the back of my mind, and we'll get on to this. So, we got a video from New York City Police Department.
Yay.
Let's go ahead. I'm so done.
I got
Play
lots of police videos.
Okay. April 30th,
audio?
2026.
No audio?
This was this morning at 2:56 a.m.
There we go. This was this morning?
Yes. Very early.
Is this a
morning.
domestic situation? Holy shit. Can you back that up? I turned away.
Yo! You alright? The guy just lit the house on fire. We got an explosion. Who's left? Six Sergeant. FD. You guys good? Come here. Pass the weed.
Kids in the house.
So what exactly is going on here? I mean, I see the house blew up.
I think the police, I don't know why the police were there at this moment, but I think once the police showed up, either they're like cooking meth in here or something, there was gas, and so he like lit it and let it explode.
Yeah, so it either has to be a gas leak or because it was definitely a deflagration or however you pronounce it, rather than an actual explosion or detonation, which means it was flammable rather than explosive. But yeah, I mean, it could have just been incredible timing. It looks like it was booby trapped though, because the cop was fucking with the door, and it was when he was fucking with the door that it went off. So it was either impeccable timing. Go back to the point where it happened, because I turned my head right when it happened. Did he push the door open when it happened?
No, I think he just knocked.
Everybody obviously incredibly lucky.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, he was trying to unlock the door, but it looked like he just stuck the key in.
Well, no, but if you back up a little before that, he's jiggling the key in there. He was trying to find the right key, so I think he might have got the right key right there, and it was booby trapped.
This is super enhanced crime footage software. Oops. Put it back on the stream.
I don't know if you didn't back it up quite far enough, but damn. Incredibly lucky. Yeah, I mean, we'll find
Bring it
out
back.
after the fact, but it very well could have been booby-trapped.
Yeah, after this, I'll see if they linked an article or something. And this happened this morning, so I'm sure they can find details somewhere. But
And this was in New York?
yeah, I just saved the video, so
Why were they here? Do we know?
I don't know anything besides what we saw in the video. So let's see. This is from Breaking 911. Thank you for the video. Anyone got an article?
I'm looking right now. All
Well,
right,
they said
I got
the
an
New York
article
City
here.
Police Department released footage showing the moment a house exploded in Queens early Thursday morning, injured multiple officers who were responding to the scene. So they were responding to something.
Yeah, it says the 50-year-old man believed to be responsible is unaccounted for. A body was found in the rubble hours after the explosion. Not clear if it's the same person. Probably is. 7 NYPD officers and a sergeant were taken to hospitals, varying injuries. Assistant chief, all of them expected. Officers were at the front door about to enter when the home exploded at 2:57. Oh, yeah, it was a domestic call. House in Queens exploded just as NYPD officers were responding to a domestic call early Thursday, violently throwing them off their feet and igniting a massive fire.
Good stuff. Not good.
I would guess that it was either, well, fuck, I don't know. I mean, it could have just been extremely bad timing, or it could have been booby-trapped.
Yeah, because if they were called, then maybe he knew they were coming.
Yeah, you might
So
have
maybe he had time to.
went down
I
and
mean, it
turned
is
on
New
the
York
stove.
City. I'm sure it took a while.
That's a good point. Absolutely
Well, I've
insane.
got another video from New York. If we want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
From the good old mayor.
New York City
Oh, goody.
faces a budget crisis of a historic magnitude.
No shit.
We inherited a deficit larger than any since the Great Recession. Years of mismanagement and chronic underbudgeting, alongside a structural imbalance between what New York City sends to the state and what we receive in return, have taken a toll.
You know what you should do is
We cannot
increase
close
spending.
this deficit with savings alone. We need new revenue.
No, you could,
And we
actually.
need a structural reset in our relationship with the state. That is the only way to meet our legal obligation to pass a balanced budget, and to do so without imposing a financial burden onto the backs
What is this
of working
troglodyte standing
I'm
next to
glad
him?
Partner with Speaker Menon as we call upon Albany and deliver a balanced budget. Together, we are extending the executive budget deadline from this coming Friday until May 12th, because a crisis of this scale cannot be solved without state action. I want to be clear. We
Why
are not
is she
simply
staring
asking
like
others
that?
to act. New York City is doing
It looks
our
like
part.
the drugs just
We are
kicked in.
committed to governing with the fiscal responsibility this moment demands. Speaker Menon and I have already identified meaningful savings, and we will continue that work carefully, deliberately, and without cutting the services that New Yorkers rely on. But we cannot do it alone. That is why we are standing together this morning, to underscore what is at stake and to call on Albany to deliver additional revenue.
So it's been what? What was it like? It's been 4 months, 5 months
What, did he's been in office?
since. Yeah,
Something like that, yeah.
wasn't it January? I think so. Already out of money and already needs more. Already got to increase the taxes.
You want to see some leftist logic?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've already increased the taxes several times. I mean, the idea, well, we can't spend our way out of it, or save our way out of it. No, actually, you could. You could just not spend money you don't have. That is an option. But they won't, obviously. All right.
It's not that hard to appeal to conservatives. You just have to learn what matters to them and then market it that way, because most of the things they want could be achieved through a lot of leftist ideals. Instead of
really?
socialism, we should just call it corporate accountability.
Okay, hold on. So, socialism.
You guys already tried the renaming things to make them sound better. That's why it's called socialism, not give me all your money and I'll do something with it-ism.
Well, actually, it's called Democrat socialism now, but yeah. All right, so socialism, corporate accountability. Let's see what else she's got for us.
Instead of saying women's reproductive rights, we should call it freedom from government overreach.
Okay. Sorry, I can't type that fast. Or write
You already
that fast.
changed it from murdering a child to reproductive rights, so...
Freedom from gov overreach. Okay.
Instead of saying woke, say Christ-like. Instead of calling it communism, call it family-centered communities.
That one's cute. I like that one.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Family-centered communities. We're gonna come back to that one because I have a specific example on that one.
Don't say eat the rich. Say end corporate welfare.
Okay. Except,
What?
okay, but I have so many comments, but I'm gonna wait till the end here.
Instead of saying unions or workers' rights, you could call it free market economy for workers.
What?
we
Union
already have that.
workers' rights. Free market economy for workers, which is also described as the American economy.
Don't say gun control. Say well-armed militia training. And don't
Hell
say
yeah.
human rights. Just say liberty for all, and then don't go into detail.
Yeah, because that'll get me. When the
say instead of-
politician is running for office and he says, I want liberty for all. And I say, what does that mean, sir? And he goes, is there a fly buzzing or something in my ear? And I go, no, sir, I said, what do you mean by liberty for all?
I mean, the thing. You know, the thing.
Yeah, anyways, we got any more questions for anybody?
And instead of fighting the ruling class, just call it patriots before profit.
Fighting the ruling class. Patriots before profit. I might actually steal that one, because there is actually a real term I'd like to use for that.
Think of what the left could accomplish if they just learned how to market themselves differently.
Oh, that's all it is. It's a marketing don't you get it, Austin? They just aren't marketing correctly. Okay. So, socialism equals corporate accountability. So apparently, government ownership of the means of production is just corporate accountability. Women's reproductive rights, freedom from government overreach. Like you said, they've already tried to rebrand these things as this. This is how we ended up where we're at. Because you said it was freedom from government overreach. And then we went through all of this legal work and all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court determined, yeah, no, that's not government overreach. Woke is Christ-like. I don't remember Christ saying, you're right, you're totally right. I gave you a dick. I meant to give you a vagina. Just go see fucking Dr. Strangelove and he'll get you fixed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when they were about to stone that woman, he just said, it's all right. You can sleep with whoever you want, even if you're married.
Exactly. Okay, so communist goals entered into congressional record. So the next one was communism should be family-centered communities. What is family-centered about communism, Austin?
Well, I mean, obviously everyone has just enough to make families. And once you have just enough to survive, that means you can make families, right?
Except actually, the more money we have, the less families we tend to make. That's kind of why we're on a serious decline right now in population. That's why all of the West is seeing a decline in population, because the more comfortable things are, the more people are like, fuck, I got all these other things I can do with my money. Why would I raise a family? I don't need kids to feed me anymore, take care of me when I'm old. So the reason I mentioned this one specifically is because of these communist goals, current communist goals. This is in 1964, entered in the congressional record. These were discovered from a Soviet spy, I believe. And they entered them into the congressional record, so we would always know what goals they were trying to impose on the American people. Let's see. Oh, it's an excerpt from The Naked Communist, my bad, by Cleon Skousen. And we've read through these before, so I'm not going to read through them all, but there were a couple on family, and that's why I took exception to this. Let me find it real quick. U.S. acceptance of coexistence as the alternative to atomic war. Prolong conferences to ban atomic. Allow the Soviet satellites individual representation in the UN. Promote the UN as the only hope for mankind. If its charter is rewritten, demand that it be set up as a one-world government with its own independent armed forces. Some communist leaders believe the world can be taken over as easily by the UN as by Moscow. Sometimes these two centers compete with each other, as they are now doing in the Congo. Resist any attempt to outlaw the Communist Party. Continue giving Russia access, political United States, technical decisions, yada yada. Get control of the schools. Use them as transmission belts for socialism and current communist propaganda. Soften the curriculum. Get control of the teachers' associations. Put the party line in textbooks. Gain control of all student newspapers. Use student riots to foment public protests. Infiltrate the press. Gain control of key positions in radio, TV, and motion pictures. Continue discrediting American culture by degrading all forms of artistic expression. An American communist cell was told to eliminate all good sculpture from parks and buildings, substitute shapeless, awkward, and meaningless forms. Control art critics and directors of art museums. Eliminate all law governing obscenity by calling them censorship and a violation of free speech and free press. Break down cultural standards and morality by promoting pornography and obscenity in books, magazines, motion pictures, radio, and TV, and present homosexuality, degeneracy, and promiscuity as normal, natural, and healthy. So, just out of curiosity, we didn't even need to get to the ones that specifically mention the word family. Which one of those were family-centered communities, exactly? I don't know about you, but when I get together with the families in my community, we always put Mia Khalifa and her latest thirst trap on the screen, you know, for all the kids to watch, because that just, it represents my communist values.
Okay, yeah.
Fucking idiots. Anyway. Transfer powers of arrest from police to social agencies. Your grandfathers would be rolling over their fucking graves that you let these people get so much fucking power. You, Austin, specifically you.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I don't know. I guess I fell asleep at the wheel for a while.
Yeah, apparently. Drinking and driving.
Hey, come on. You have to go that far.
I agree. You didn't have to go that far, but you did.
Well, anyways, let's watch one of the funniest Democrat representatives be stupid.
Oh, God. Which one is it?
The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked, it was used to detain and deport German, Japanese, Italian immigrants during World War XI. The last time
World War 11. Remember that one?
Is that the one where King James the 111th ordered the invasion of Germany?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Thought so.
I thought it was number 8 for a second, but no, that was the number 11.
To be fair, she does correct herself, but I've literally never heard anybody do that ever. Not once. Not even a fucking German.
So, you have anything you're working on right now?
Yeah, I'm looking through my videos here. I mean, I got shit tons. If you want me to just play something, I can.
Oh, I was gonna move on to the Nick Fuentes thing.
Yeah, let's do that. Do you have it? Because I don't have it. I thought I did.
Yeah. I was finding it, and then I realized, oh, you were also seemed like you were looking for something. So I was like, we're just gonna sit here and enjoy the moment, or
We're just gonna sit here and look busy.
okay.
That's what I like to do.
So here's the video. This is outside of Nick Fuentes' residence.
What are you doing?
Let it play again, because it took me a second to get it on. God, he's such a douche. Did you catch that? Did you get it?
I did.
You got it, right?
I did.
You got where I tried to harass him and then he stopped me?
Hi. Oh my God! What are you doing?
Get the fuck out of here.
It is a hilarious interaction.
Yeah, it is. So how do you feel about this?
I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't think, I don't, how long was she outside his door? Did she literally just walk up and he just like comes out and shoves her? Or has she been there for a while? Been asked to leave? Because I don't know. Like, I get it, but I don't. No one was like seriously injured or anything. It's not like he pushed her over and she broke her neck or broke her arm or something, you know. And
even if she did, I wouldn't care. Now, if he would have pushed her over and just continued to go after her, then I might have drawn a line, you know, at some point. But he didn't. And whether she was there for a long time or not, she was there to dox him. That was the point. And look, the fact is, your address isn't private. If somebody gets your address and posts it online, we literally used to deliver your address to everybody's front door in the city. So your address isn't private. However, like I said,
that was to everyone in the city, not everyone in the world.
Well, that's true.
It's not like everyone in the world got a book that said, this is where Chris lives.
Yeah, but I literally could have called a random person in New York and said, hey, you know, my aunt lives out there. Can you look in the phone book real quick and tell me where, you know, Janine Jackson's address is? I probably would have gotten it, right? I might have had to call 2 or 3 people, but eventually I would have gotten it. In fact, I probably could have called the phone company and said, hey, I'm trying to find, you know, a relative in New York. Can I buy a New York phone book, please? And they would have mailed it to me.
Well, all right. Prove me wrong. Geez, sorry, man. God.
But the point is, she was there to harass him, right? She wasn't there as a fan to try and meet him. She wasn't there to ask him how he was doing and offer him a fucking bunt cake. She was there to harass him. And like I said, we get death threats. I can only imagine the death threats he gets. Conservatives have a reason to be suspicious of anybody coming up to them right now, let alone on their own property. The fact is, I don't get mad when people get what they asked for. That's what she wanted. That's what she got. The end. You don't come up to a man's home and try and harass him. He didn't fucking ground and pound her. He pushed her back and sprayed her with mace, I guess.
Do we want to read this New York Post
do,
article so we can laugh at it?
I fucking hate Nick Fuentes, too. This is not me defending Nick in any way. But he has a right to defend his home, including just from harassment. Say what now?
Do we want to read this New York Post article so we can laugh at it?
Sure.
All right. I guess I can put it back up on. New York Post says, vile video shows white supremacist Nick Fuentes pepper spraying, shoving Jewish woman outside his home.
Jewish woman? Yeah, because I'm sure you
surface
knew that.
Footage shows the moment white supremacist Nick Fuentes pepper sprayed. They doubled down, and shoved a Jewish woman outside his home in a vile attack. Was she wearing her Star of David?
Yeah, I don't know.
So
that is one problem.
She was Jewish beforehand.
Because I'm not.
Let's see.
I'm not anti-Jewish. I don't believe Israel is behind absolutely everything, or the Jews are behind everything. But that is one problem I do have that the Jewish people tend to do, is just like black folks, for example. There's a certain group of black folks that even if somebody has no idea they're talking to a black person, it still has to be about race. Even if somebody has no idea that you're Jewish, it's because you're Jewish. No, it's because you're in his fucking face at his front doorstep. That's why. I get it. He doesn't like Jews. But I highly doubt he realized you were Jewish in that moment.
Mm-hmm. The clip the clip which Fuentes brazenly shared on social media on Wednesday in an attempt to defend himself shows Rose walking up to the anti-Semitic podcaster's Illinois home to confront him over a woman-hating rallying cry he posted online.
This idiot lives in Illinois? I'm surprised they haven't hung him in the street.
I don't know why they didn't say his Chicago home. I
firmly believe he is a leftist now. There is no conservative in their right mind that has the money not to that lives in fucking Chicago. I'm surprised they haven't hung him in the street for this because he's in Illinois.
Mm-hmm. Needs to do that. As Rose records herself going to ring his doorbell, Fuentes can be seen storming out and spraying something in her face. Something really, you can't tell it's pepper spray. Just seconds later, he is caught on camera hurling her. He hurled her. Let's watch it again. All right. Let's watch the hurl.
Look at that tactical stance of hers.
Oh my God! What are you doing?
Sprayed and hurled her. All right. Here we are. The footage shows Fuentes then grabbing the woman's phone and storming back. And he did storm.
He did storm.
Back inside as she
tries to recover. Did he grab her phone? I think he grabs his pepper spray.
Yeah, I don't know what he grabbed. You want to watch it again?
Yeah, watch it one more time. You watch her phone, I'll watch the pepper spray. I think when he pushes her, he throws the pepper spray on accident. But let's see.
Let's use our crime software.
We gotta back it up farther. We gotta see whether.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. Pepper spray, funny. Left hand. I don't see anything in his hand right now. I don't know. It could be the phone. It could be the pepper spray. Hard to tell. No,
Yeah,
he's
it's
got
the
some
phone.
in both hands, so it's the phone. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so did grab her phone. Fuentes was arrested. I didn't even know he was arrested and charged with battery in the wake of the ordeal, but took a plea deal this didn't even happen recently. Last
Apparently.
December, that resulted in him having to publicly apologize and complete 75 hours of community service as well as anger management training. So wait, didn't they at the beginning they say this is brand new? I mean, yeah, newly surfaced footage. But then the clip which Fuentes brazenly shared on social media on Wednesday. Well, I don't know, maybe he did share it again, but
I don't know. I thought it was new too, but I guess not.
Oh, well, it happened a while ago, but I guess he just now might have shared the video.
Click on the clip where he's talking about it.
Okay.
She comes up to the front door. I hit her with the pepper spray. It had no effect. The pepper spray was maybe a couple years old. My parents gave it to me a long time ago. The attack was not effective at all. She just absorbs it completely. She's just what is that? So I panic and I'm like, well, this is going to be really awkward. It's like if I just spray you in the face with this non-effective substance, well, now this is just really uncomfortable. So I kind of just had to take her and just get rid of her, okay, bye. And I grabbed the phone because she's using the phone in basically in furtherance of a crime. She's trying to film inside my house. She's trying to dox me. So I take the phone, call the cops. And by the way, the police come and they
This is why I don't like people like him. First of all, it's not a crime. Second of all, what a terrible it's gonna be awkward. Just fucking say you shoved her because you wanted to shove her.
It says Nick Fuentes discusses an altercation with vegan Jewish activist Marla Rose. She's not just Jewish, guys. She was also vegan and an activist. This piece of shit. Throw him in the bottom of the jail. I can't believe he would do that to a vegan Jewish activist woman. Disgusting.
Wow. What a hater.
Absolutely vile.
What a hater. Was that vegan pepper spray too, or did he use pepper spray that uses animal fats? Because if he used pepper spray that uses animal fats, hate crime.
I promise you he did.
Hate crime.
He had to.
Yep. Fucking hate crime. I can't believe they didn't hit him with a hate crime because she's a Jewish vegan activist and he's in Illinois. There's literally no excuse for living in Illinois. I would have just left the state. After they prosecuted me and told me I had to do 75 hours, I just left the state. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Come find me in Texas.
Rose said she opted to drop the criminal case last week because she claimed there was zero proof that he had actually satisfied the deferred prosecution agreement. What? Can you tell me what that means? I don't think I understood.
So that would
sentence.
So deferred action means instead of going to prison or paying the fine, he did the 75 hours community service. So that's deferred action. So she's saying there's no proof that he actually did it. She wants to drop the case so she doesn't have to keep going to court.
Okay. She was also enraged after seeing viral footage of Fuentes partying in a Miami club. Why?
Yeah,
With
it's a year later.
influencers
Did you think
Andrew
he'd be in
and
jail?
Tristan Tate. What?
It's a year later. Did she think he'd still be in fucking jail? Even if he went to jail, he wouldn't still be in jail.
Unless there was... No, I was going to say unless there was some sort of stay put on him or order that he has to stay home until his community service. He can't go traveling or something. But even then he would have been arrested again. So... Because that was everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember people talking about that because it was not a... because of what it says, while listening to Kanye West's controversial track, Heil Hitler, earlier this year.
Oh, no.
That made her upset.
You must love
Instead,
Hitler
she is
if you
now
heard the
suing him for
song.
$10,000 in civil court.
Of course she is. For 10 grand, that's it?
Would you just give it to her and be like, fuck you, or would you make her spend the money to...
I'd make her spend every dime possible. Especially if she's only suing me for 10 grand. I'm gonna make that shit cost you 10 grand. You got what you asked for. You came to his house to get a reaction for the internet. You got it. Draw. Move on. Stay out of people's fucking private property. Period. Look, if he did this, if you came up on the street and were just recording and said whatever you're gonna fucking say and he just immediately shoved you, as long as you weren't in his personal space, I would say he was completely in the wrong, but you came to his fucking home. This is a man that receives death threats from leftists like you, surely every day, just like the rest of us. Nothing. There's literally nothing here. And I fucking hate the guy, but...
There was some small hope I had that in doing service for others, he might become a more compassionate person, Rose told the Chicago Sun-Times. You really thought that?
No, she didn't fucking think that.
You really... Let's get her on the show and interview
her. Let's.
Tell our manager that.
Yeah, I'll let the manager know.
To see the news of him flying off to Miami to dance with the Manosphere Bros to a song about annihilating Jewish people, it's hard to put into words, other than to say it reminds me of my disappointment with the Cook County criminal justice system. What I want, ultimately, is for his groypers and his hundreds of thousands of followers to know there are consequences to actions, she continued. I don't want them to think you cannot be held accountable. That's bold. That's so bold.
What now? It's bold?
Do I need to read it again?
No, I don't understand what you're...
She's saying that she wants all of his followers to know there are consequences to their actions. While trying to sue him for $10,000 because of the consequences of her actions.
Ah.
Fuentes, for his part, mocked the litigation as he shared the footage of his America First platform on Wednesday. She comes up to the front door. I hit her with the pepper spray. It had no effect. Yeah, we heard that stuff, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that it didn't seem like the pepper spray did anything. That's the end of the article, I guess, so. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, I really don't like Nick Fuentes. I think it's funny, you know, that he's got such a following. It's kind of funny. But I think he does put on a good show. I think he's good at what he does. I just don't agree with his opinion. So.
Yeah, that's probably pretty fair. I think he's a snake. I don't think that he legitimately believes what he says he believes, but nonetheless, he's got followers, and so be it. So I got a new moral question for you, and this one actually has some value to it.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Okay. Imagine you're stranded completely alone on a deserted island, in total isolation, with no one else affected.
I can smell the salt water.
Any of your actions still be considered moral or immoral?
Yes, they will be. But wait.
If you need me
will
to
my actions be considered moral or immoral? Is that what you're asking?
If you're on a stranded island,
saying if I do immoral actions,
if you're stranded completely alone on a deserted island in total isolation with no one else affected, can any of your actions still be considered moral or immoral? So yes, if you were to do something you would consider immoral, is it actually immoral if nobody is affected by it?
Oh, yes. Yes. Your actions still,
I agree. And that's
Just because I'm on a stranded island doesn't mean I have less opportunity to do immoral things, but immoral things could still happen.
No, I agree.
And that doesn't mean just because literally no one will know and I could lie to everyone for the rest of my life that I did no immoral things on that island doesn't mean God doesn't know.
Well, and that's the thing. And I think really the answer comes down to whether you believe in God or not. Because if you believe in God, your morality comes from God. It exists outside of another human witnessing it. Whereas if you're atheist, it only exists if another human witnesses it. So apparently you can just rape a turtle if you want to, and it's not immoral as long as nobody saw it. Just to restore faith in humanity a little bit, that was at least an 80-20 split. 80% yes, 20% no. All right, what else did I had something else here too. Let's see. Study
You had
reveals
President Trump's speech from when the king came over.
Oh,
And
yeah.
That's the last thing I have.
I had that as well. I thought it was really interesting.
I hadn't listened to it at all
spent
yet.
a lot of
I
time
just
together.
saved it to listen to later. What'd you say?
They spent a lot of time together, which was interesting. And
Yeah, they went to the bees.
And I think it was kind of nice, especially because there's been such a divide between our countries right now. And while, here's the thing. I do like, we have a connection to Britain, whether we like it or not, right? Where we come from. Maybe not necessarily DNA for all of us, but it's nonetheless where we come from as Americans. I don't want to lose that connection necessarily. However, they need to fix their fucking morality if we're going to keep it. We're not going to convince them to do that, though, by simply being enemies. So as long as this doesn't soften his stance on anything that he's put a firm line on, I'm glad that this happened.
It's okay to pal around with.
Yeah, I mean, we should maintain communication.
If he's against him or for him.
Well, and the thing is, they're not adversaries, and that's kind of why it impacts the way it is. Like, it's like family that is acting out of pocket, if you will. And so, you know, you don't want to reward that behavior, but at the same time, they're still family, I guess, is how I see it.
Well, I saw someone post something that Trump is actually the 15th cousin. Like, Trump and the king are 15th cousins.
That they share a lineage to the 15th cousin? Interesting. Yeah. King, Queen of Kingdom. I've just left the White House, soon and back to the wonderful country. I'll be removing tariffs and restrictions on whiskey, having to do with Scotland's ability to work with the Commonwealth of Kentucky on whiskey and bourbon. Very important industries within Scotland and Kentucky. People have wanted to do this for a long time, and it'd be a great intertrade, especially having to do with wooden barrels used. King, Queen got me to do something that nobody else was able to do without hardly even asking. A wonderful honor to have them both in the White House. I mean, like anything else, you know, Trump's negotiating. That's what he does. So I think it's fucking great too that this is how we welcome the king. I love this.
It won't take long to get that wrong.
With all the fucking colonial patriots. I fucking love it. Oh, shit.
It won't take long to get that.
Just in case he gets out of line, you know?
Yep.
Do you know that the White House is 1/16th the size of Buckingham Palace?
Oh.
52,000 square feet is the White House, not including a potential new ballroom. Buckingham Palace, 800,000 square feet. Pretty insane.
Interesting. So you ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I hadn't. I saved it to watch later, and then I never watched it. So this is my first time seeing it.
Hopefully this is the same one I'm looking at.
To George
No,
Washington,
it's not, damn it.
Thomas Jefferson, honoring the British King might seem an ironic beginning to our celebration of 250 years of American independence, but in fact, no tribute could be more appropriate. Long before Americans had a nation or a constitution, we first had a culture, a character, and a creed. Before we ever proclaimed our independence, Americans carried within us the rarest of gifts, moral courage, and it came from a small but mighty kingdom from across the sea. For nearly 2 centuries before the Revolution, this land was settled and forged by men, women, who bore in their souls the blood and noble spirit of the British. Here on a wild and untamed continent, they set loose the ancient English love of liberty and the Great Britain's distinctive sense of glory, destiny, and pride. And that's what it is, glory, destiny, and pride. The American patriots who pledged their lives to independence in 1776 were the heirs to this majestic inheritance. Their veins ran with Anglo-Saxon courage. Their hearts beat with an English faith in standing firm for what is right, good, and true. In recent years, we've often heard it said that America is merely an idea, but the cause of freedom did not simply appear as an intellectual invention of 1776. The American founding was the culmination of hundreds of years of thought, struggle, sweat, blood, and sacrifice on both sides of the Atlantic. Fate drew a long arc from the meadow at Runnymede to the streets of Philadelphia that ran through the lives of people born and bred on the British code that no man should be denied either justice or right. American patriots today can sing, "My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty," only because our colonial ancestors first sang, "God save the King."
Oh.
I have what I believe is another one of Trump's speeches from the King, from the King's visit here, if I may.
On this occasion,
You may.
Oh, it's the King's speech.
Noticing the readjustments to the East Wing, Mr. President. Following your visit to Windsor Castle last year. And I'm sorry to say that we British, of course, made our own small attempt at real estate redevelopment of the White House in 1814.
Fuck you.
Anyway, I'm so glad we have an important opportunity at this critical time to renew those bonds of history and friendship between our nations and our peoples. 2.5 centuries ago, the United States of America was founded through an audacious and visionary act of self-determination. From the beginning, the American character has been defined by courage, tenacity, and the spirit of adventure. As the direct descendant of King George III, I know this is a nation
King George
that
the
never gives
111th.
up. And my family's history remains reflected in your maps, which read rather like our Christmas card list across the ages. North and South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and the cities of Charleston, a particular favorite of mine, obviously, Georgetown, and for that matter, Georgia, Annapolis, as you mentioned, and further favorites, Prince William County and Williamsburg. This said, our French friends can feel equally at home with a glance at a map. Indeed, you recently commented, Mr. President, that if it were not for the United States, European countries would be speaking German. Dare I say that if it wasn't for us, you'd be speaking French.
little friendly ribbing going on.
Yeah. I get what he's saying. Okay. All right.
To be fair, though, it would be them speaking French more than us, because the French are who helped us. When did we fight the French and lose?
No, well, the French, if Britain never decided to come over to America, then the French probably would have had control of America, right?
Well, sure, but then we also wouldn't be here. I think what he's talking about is when it was still the British colonies, 1600 kind of era, I believe is when we were having problems with France and Canada. But I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what he's referring to. We had a few dust-ups, but France is who helped us defeat them. So I'm not 100% sure. But whatever. I mean, it was just, it was just a friendly joke, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That was his actual speech, by the way.
Need more baby videos.
I like the baby. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see here. What else you got?
That's it. Wow. That's the last thing I had,
Wow. Just leaving us fucking hanging.
I guess this would be a good time to announce I guess, well, it's the first time I've announced it. The book review. I don't have the book with me. Yeah! So it's in my car and I'm not going to get it. But,
I think I have a cover photo here.
I could probably pull one up, but me and Chris are reviewing American Gospel by
Chris
John
and
Meacham.
I.
What?
Chris and I.
Me and Chris.
You fucking heathen.
Are reviewing American Gospel by John Meacham. And we did the first episode last Sunday. We did the intro. And this next Sunday, we will be doing chapter 1. I am finished reading chapter 1 already. I'm not sure where Chris is at, but...
Can't see it.
Just going to give our perspective on it, and try and figure out, because... What do you think of the introduction? You want to give them just a quick synopsis of what you thought? Because obviously it was... What we ended up doing, like 2.5 hours, probably?
Quite a while, yeah. I think that that it is an interesting look at the difference between our religious guidelines in the United States. Well, the difference between religion and church, I think, as far as government is concerned in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And we felt through the introduction that John Meacham seems to have a little bit of a bent towards the kind of more atheistic approach, that there should be a strong firewall between church and state, or religion and state more than church and state. But we don't know. We're going to see as we continue in the book. Overall, it was a pretty good account and a pretty good synopsis. Obviously, it's just the introduction, so there's plenty of information to go, but it's a pretty good overall account of leading into the Founding Fathers' view on exactly how much God and religion should influence the government and daily affairs of Americans. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
When you put me on the spot.
Yeah. Do what?
Nothing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I don't think I agree with him so far, but there are things that I do agree with that he has said, and I do think that he is accurate in his accounts of what happened. You know, I don't think he's trying to be misleading. I think he's just giving us his opinion, and so it's fun. And so then I also have these two books that may come next because I think they might be get us other side.
Yeah, we'll
of the
take a
argument.
look at them and see.
So that'll be Sunday. Not sure when exactly the time, but if I do get a time, then I will post it. But until then,
Are you ready for a fun video?
yeah, 1 second. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to say on that though.
Oh, sorry.
Sunday night, Miller Talk _pod on X.
Sunday.
MillerTalk.substack.com. Miller Talk on X, Twitch, Rumble is where I'll be streaming it.
Yep. And you can find this show x.com/JBU_show, but I'm technically off the air right now. I'm only here for emotional support for Austin. So,
He's my
but I will be back
emotional
in a
support
couple
dog.
weeks. And this show is normally Wednesday through Sunday. Probably more like 6 p.m. West Coast time now. I was doing 8 p.m. Doesn't seem to be working out, so I'm going to have to readjust when I come back.
Yeah. And so far, like, I do really appreciate his writing style. Like, I do think it's fairly engaging to read, and I think it is well written and everything. So I was at a bookstore today, that's where I went to read today, and after I was done reading, I went and looked around the bookstore at some stuff, and I did see that he has published a book this year that was out on a table. So may pick that up one day. If it ends up, once we get to the end of it, if we're like, yeah, we want to hear more from this guy, or if we're just like, yeah, that was a well-written book. Because I just picked this book up kind of by random. I read the title and read the back of it and was like, yeah, that sounds interesting, and bought it. I didn't really have any expectations, of really what the book was going to be.
Well, there you have it.
All right.
Oh, and I am still working on putting together. I haven't forgot. It just takes a lot of time, obviously, to compile something like this. I'm still working on putting together the file of founding documents. So one of the things that we preach a lot here is that in order to be a, I think, responsible American, and in order to try and, dig this country out of the hole we're in, we have to understand our principles and our values, and we have to understand the country that the Founding Fathers intended, because what we have is not what was intended. And if we want what was intended, we have to understand it. And the best way to do that is with the founding documents, with the actual words and writings of the people that did it. And there are lots of them. So I've been trying to compile a file of all of it, because it's all free, obviously. It's several hundred years old. All of the copyrights are long gone. So that way you can print it, whatever, but then you have absolutely everything, one place that you can go print it off or read it on your tablet or reader or whatever. I might convert it to like a e-reader format or whatever too, but I am still working on that. It will still happen. I don't know how many files are in there now, but it's a lot.
Yes, you go check that out at JBU_show. Give them like, follow, support.
And when I do finish the file, in fact, I might just do it soon because it is taking so much time to compile. I might just do it, and then we'll just update it every so often with more files. You'll be able to find it at whatever your show is, Miller Talk.
Wow.
.com.
MillerTalk.substack.com.
completely lost it when I said it. But anyway, yeah, you'll be able to find it on either one of our pages. I'll send it to Austin too, so. I haven't decided. I might charge 99 cents for it just because it's taking a lot of fucking time, but we'll see.
You could ask for donations.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Because I want people to have it. I don't want there to be any barrier, but it is taking a lot of my fucking time. Anyway.
Your funny video?
So, let me know when you notice in this video proof that it's not what it looks like. Because there is a moment where it is blatantly obvious that this is fabricated.
Yes. Power, baby. Axe kick board break to start off this creative.
Okay, I have no idea who's talking because when I was watching this before, it was without audio. So I don't know if there's somebody narrating this that's going to point it out, just FYI, or if this is somebody actually watching this woman attain her black belt. Anyway, sorry, I didn't know there was audio, so.
Breaking tournament routine. Up next is a bet here in the breaking point, breaking championships. Going for a knee strike. Yes. Excellent technique and power so far.
Impressive.
Representing
So impressive.
team victory. Up next, a back leg roundhouse kick. 3 boards. Here we go. Yes.
Ooh.
Having a great time here at the Southern Showdown.
I think I saw it.
6 boards. Double hammer fist. There it goes. Good hit. Now coming up to break some concrete. We have 1 concrete slab going for a side kick concrete break. Here it goes.
Nice, let's go.
Measuring the distance and a little high. Gonna try again. Here it goes. Yes. Excellent technique and power. Awesome performance. 1 final break. Here goes 3 concrete slabs for the forearm break. Yes. Good hits. Power, baby.
I think that was an elbow break, not a forearm break.
Could be either or.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so at what point do you think you saw the magic?
When she walked over to the right, I think it was after she broke that leg in half or whatever that was. Looked like a table leg. Yeah, it might have been right there. Yep, it was right after.
And so what did you see? That
excellent tech
when he's holding those things out, right
power
before
so
she kicks,
far.
they zoom in.
Representing team victory. Up next, a back leg roundhouse kick.
It was either this one or another one where he was holding him.
Here we go.
Right there. You can see there's a cut.
It's because she accidentally tapped it with her foot. See, it's nice and solid there. Tapped it with her foot, and it split it. And you can see it's broken. Aside from the fact that you can see, look at those pieces. They're all perfectly clean 90-degree cuts. You don't get that when you break something. Same thing with the
drops them, you know.
Yeah.
You would think he would hold on to them and be able to show that, like, yeah, she kicked through it, but he just drops them so they separate.
Exactly. And same thing with this.
Yep.
Now,
split directly.
Now listen
in half.
when she
Crazy.
throws it. Listen when she throws it. You can hear it break again.
Yes. Excellent technique and power.
And then if we come up,
Southern Showdown.
So to be the same thing here.
6 boards, double hammer fist. There it goes. Good hit.
You can see they're all nice and clean cut.
Now coming up,
we come over to the concrete
to break some concrete.
Now this very well could be concrete. It's not hard to break these blocks. Okay, you can do it on accident. But
1 concrete slab going for a side.
One of the tricks they used to use in doing this is they'd make a block just like this, but they'd probably make it a little bit longer. So the stresses that are on it already are pretty incredible. And over a long enough gap, you barely have to fucking touch it and it'll just break. It's not like it's
Kick,
reinforced
concrete break.
But you can see right here, watch this.
Here it goes.
So she kicks and misses.
Measuring the distance and a little high.
Couldn't even
Gonna
break
try again.
the fake one.
Here it goes.
So I'm not sure if this one was pre-separated or if she actually broke this, but it looks really clean too. That's weird. It makes her foot look broken. You can see it's very clean. So I don't know, maybe they pre-scored it on the back. Like I said, it's not particularly hard to break these. But right here, you can see it's fucking bending down. Where does concrete bend? It might also be shaving cream concrete, which is like extremely light. Which would also
when you slow it down like that, you can just definitely tell because like
watch, I bet you the bottom one, watch, she hits the top, I bet the bottom one's broken before her elbow gets there. Didn't even think about that. I gotta try and get it just, there you go. Oh, not quite. Damn. Trying to get it on the right frame. Let's see. Maybe by the second one? They break, yeah, essentially at the same time.
Yeah, they just...
And they're all nice and clean. Although it would be a cleaner break in concrete, to be fair. But we can see with the wood that it's absolutely bullshit. Someone claimed it was balsa wood. I don't even know that it's balsa wood. I mean, it's clearly just cut wood that is... inside of... You know, it fits into itself. Tongue and groove, I guess. Where was the... Oh, it was way back here. But yeah, you can literally see when she kicks this. Taps it, and oh, nope, it broke. Shit. You would think they would be smart enough. I don't even think it's inside of itself. I think he's holding it together.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Pushing them together, yeah. I didn't realize that. I thought you were saying because the way he drops it.
Go. Having a great time here at the Southern Showdown. 6 boards.
Who is this for? That's what I want to know.
There it goes. Good hit.
Maybe she got
now coming up.
Maybe what?
To break some concrete.
She got dared to do it.
We have one concrete slab going for a side kick.
On the internet,
concrete break.
They got a whole pallet of shit over here.
Here it goes.
We lost a bed in some way.
Distance and a little high. Gonna try again.
All right, Keisha. All right.
It would have been so funny if that broke right there.
Here it goes. Excellent technique and power. Awesome performance.
Excellent technique and power.
Break. Here goes 3 concrete slabs. And a forearm break. Good hits. Power, baby.
I don't know if it's just because she's a woman. But it just doesn't look like she put anywhere near enough effort to break concrete. I
mean, let's see.
It looks like she put in just enough effort to break something.
Doesn't even look like she dropped her full
concrete. I don't think she would hit it hard enough because I believe that she probably could break 3 concrete slabs like that in half. But with the amount of effort she put in, I don't think she could.
I mean, my guess is the concrete, because that would be harder to fake than the wood. My guess is it's probably shaving cream concrete. You mix a certain amount of shaving cream with the concrete, it makes it a much lighter, airier mix, and it's easier to break. But I don't know. I don't know. I just thought that was funny, because it's so fucking plainly clear when she accidentally hits that one too hard.
All right. I'm ready to wrap it up.
He's quick, guys. In and out. Gone.
In and out in almost just over 2 hours.
Tell them where they can find us again.
MillerTalk_pod on X. MillerTalk.substack.com. Get it done.
x.com/JBU_show, rumble.com/user/just between us. And don't forget, you can join the conversation by going to Rumble, going to any of the videos, clicking on the Discord link, and you can pop up right next to us and tell us whatever you want to tell us. Tell us you're fucking pregnant.
Anchor.fm/JBU for all the links and shows.
Yes. Well, for all the links, archive of the audio podcast. I haven't actually uploaded anything to Anchor in a while, so that's something I'm going to fix.
There's tons of content out there. Some of it I'm in. Sometimes.
I
don't know if you have any audio podcasts with Allan. I was about to say sometimes.
I don't know if I do
or
or
other
not.
co-hosts might be there, but
I think there's one or two, because he started coming on right when we switched over, and I think I know there's at least one, because I interviewed him the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's where you can find us.
Stay frosty out there, guys. Get a gun. Learn how to use it.
Yeah, and legitimately, if you are a conservative, be careful. Ideally, use American flags and stuff, but don't put obvious signs on your car and shit. Because there are crazy people out there. With that, my name is Chris.
I'm Austin.
This has been the Miller Talk Podcast JBU.Show. Thing.
Definitely didn't have anything else to say.
You got time.
Wait, I want to be a little bit louder.
You're running out of it quickly, though.
This is only between us.
This is just between us.
This is just between us.
Perfect.